So after watching Barbie, I went and saw Oppenheimer. Two movies on different ends of the spectrum, that definitely, to say the fucking least. But both movies are getting great reviews. Both movies I was looking forward to really a lot. And then I found out, oh, they're both coming out the same weekend. I'm like, oh, well, that's just lovely. And I love that, like, people have called it this weekend Barbenheimer. That's my favorite fucking thing of the year that internet has created. I think I even jokingly said that, and then that started catching on. Barbenheimer, and I like, yeah. So Oppenheimer, the new Christopher Nolan movie. Now, I've reviewed, I think, all the most recent Christopher Nolan movies on my channel, and I have not been too kind to Christopher Nolan as of late, over the last decade. I've even said Christopher Nolan has not made a good movie since Inception. Really, he hasn't. I'd like to hear the argument against it. I'm not saying all of his movies have been bad. They've been good to okay. And some movies like Tenet, I just could not fucking stand. It was a little too fucking much for me. Um, I didn't. I liked Interstellar and I liked Dark Knight Rises. I didn't care that much. I thought Dunkirk was okay. And like I said, it's just like it's been a while since I felt like Christopher Nolan. I used to be excited about Christopher Nolan movies, and like every time it's like, oh no, but I still have hope every time when that new Christopher Nolan movie's coming out. I'm like, okay, I know this guy's good. He's not like James Cameron, who I think is overrated as shit now at this point. He's like glory days were like Terminator, True Lies, Terminator 2, and then that's it. like, and after that, he just fucking became a visual director and just fucking quit giving a shit about story. That's all he gives a shit about, is making sure his visuals are awesome. Christopher Nolan, on the other hand, I know is a talented guy, so I'm like, I really I want to I was excited about this movie. I was like, you got Cillian Murphy. It's about the making an atomic bomb. I love the trailers for this movie. I thought the trailers were fan-fucking-tastic. Like, they made this movie look like a horror movie, which is the right tone you need for this kind of film. And even though this movie was like 3 hours, I was like, all right, I know I'm gonna be in the theater for like 5 hours. I'm like, I don't care. Let's go. I'll watch Barbie in this back to back because I'm looking forward to both movies. I'm hearing really good things about this. If I wasn't really hearing good things about this, I'm like, I wouldn't be like willing to stay up late at night to watch this. So yeah, Oppenheimer, I'm glad to report, is easily the best Christopher Nolan movie he's made since Inception, in my opinion. Damn it, this is why this reminded me of why I love this guy as a director. God damn, this was a good movie. This is one of his, I felt like, the most toned down movies he's had in a while. And his movies, I feel like late over the last decade, all I feel like they have to be complex and have a very complicated story and make it hard. It makes it really fucking hard to follow, and he has a lot of these same tropes that drive me to fucking insane, where the music's so loud, and especially Tenet, where this movie's so complicated. That movie was so complicated, but half the time I couldn't hear what the fuck characters were saying because the music was so loud, and I find out that it's a fucking actual choice. None of that shit is the problem in this movie. It feels a lot more down to earth. This is the most down to earth I've seen him in a long damn time make a movie. The only I know this movie's in IMAX. Really, the only thing I could really say would be cool to watch in IMAX is the nuclear bomb explosion scene, but that's about it. I don't know why. This movie does not need to be seen. I'm sure it probably looks awesome in IMAX, but I'm like, it's not a movie that needs it. The extra ticket price is not that worth it just to see that one scene that's maybe 5 minutes. That is worth the watch probably. But Christopher Nolan, I'm so happy to see back. then on top of that, this movie this movie should be a very big contender at the Oscars next year. I would guarantee it. I'm all for Nolan getting Best Director, this getting Best Picture, and Cillian fucking Murphy getting Best Actor. Holy shit! Was like I. It's so nice seeing him in movies again, man. Like he would like there was a period of time where he was like I hadn't seen him in a movie in a long damn time. I remember it was like Quiet Place Part Two, where I was like, man, it's so nice seeing movies again, and like it is so refreshing. This guy has been always been a great actor. Like I've always been a fan of him as an actor, and he's like really good in this role. Like he really brings a lot of complexity to this character, to this person, real person, Oppenheimer, and a lot of this because this guy was not exactly a saint. While he got wrongfully judged and was wrongfully blacklisted and wrongfully mistreated, especially after all the shit that he did for the government, which is what this movie's mainly about. It's mainly about, really about the aftermath of what happened after the bomb exploded. It does show a lot of like uh, what happened before it, everything leading up to it, but uh, it really does show like his complexity and like this guy's been for some shit, man. Like I think Killian Murphy, like just from his face, makes it even better. Like his facial expression, he's a goddamn great actor, man. I love him. This I would be all on board for him getting Best Actor. I like, and also I would also I hope there's some strong nominations for Robert Downey Jr. too, who's really great in this movie. Like he's a big part of this movie. He's a big central focus of this movie. It's Robert Downey Jr. and he plays like basically a villain in this movie based off the real person. I didn't know much of the story. I knew the basics of the story of the person who Oppenheimer was. He was the guy who was the main physicist that headed the creation of the atomic bomb. And I actually had a friend who told me like a lot more about his story and how he got fucked over basically after he did all this shit for the government and created the atomic bomb, and like he had these regrets, and like it's definitely prevalent throughout this movie. Just like this movie is so fucking guys, such a huge cast. I was looking at the cast list. I forgot all the fucking people. Like, god damn, man, you could go on and on and on about the actor. There's like fucking Rami to the point that like one point Rami Malek's in this fucking movie for like a good chunk, like brief bits of this movie. He says nothing throughout majority of it, and then I was like, is that fucking Rami Malek? And then like he popped up again. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking Rami Malek, the fucking Oscar-winning actor. Like he has like no speaking parts. So like this is weird. And then like he does have a big part in the end of the movie though. Like his the person he plays has a very important role. So like he does get his moment to shine in this movie. But it's like this movie has such a ridiculous amount of great actors, like from Kenneth Branagh to Florence Pugh, who, well, she definitely was the reason why this movie got an R rating. There's some, I think this she's does some full frontal nudity in this movie, and this is probably the most surprising full frontal nudity I've seen this year since uh, Jennifer, not Jennifer Hudson, fucking who is it? Um, Jennifer Lawrence and No Hard Feelings. That was more surprising because I did not expect that. Like Florence Pugh, like I was like, wow. I was like, she's pretty much all out there. Like, oh wow. More I've seen of her than I love Florence Pugh as an actress. I'm a really big fan of her. I'm like, god damn, that girl's a great actress. She's like my favorite actress right now in Hollywood. Um, and yeah, she's great. Emily Blunt is great as the wife of Kitty Oppenheimer, who takes no fucking shit, man. Like it was cool to see her and Emily Cillian Murphy and Emily Blunt back and doing a movie again together after Quiet Place Part 2. Uh, God damn, I love this movie. This movie's really fucking good. Like, it's a 3 hour movie. It is a long set, but it is worth it. I was never bored. I was interested. The story was interesting enough for me that I kept my interest. The scene, the atomic bomb scene, when they finally do the testing, like that's the whole build up, and like it's probably happens about an hour, maybe almost 2 hours into the movie, 3 hour movie. Uh, and it's pretty fucking well done. Like they use no like when it goes off, there's no sound, and like you just see this big explosion. I want to know how the fuck they pulled it off because like it was a lot from I heard not CGI, which is amazing, and it looked incredible. It did look incredible. I'll say that right. It looked fucking incredible. Like well done, really well made. Uh, Nolan's such a goddamn good director. Uh, like this movie almost like some reminded me of stuff like Memento, where it jumps back and forth a lot in time. Like there's sometimes I'm like, which time period am I seeing? Like, oh, this is that time period in this guy's life. All right, uh, like what they did to that poor dude Oppenheimer is fucked up. Like he after all the shit he did for the government and making the atomic bomb and creating this powerful weapon, they fucked him over, and it is really fucked up. But there is a happy ending. It almost reminded me of an Imitation Game, where like not a lot of people I'm sure know about Oppenheimer, and like they don't like scientists and physicists, of course, know who he is, and people that maybe like know a lot about World War II know who he is, but I would say like average people wouldn't know who he is. And like Imitation Game with Turing and stuff like that brought to light his story and how fucked up that. Honestly, that ended up being more fucked up because like Oppenheimer at least got some redemption towards the end of his life. He got a Medal of Honor and shit like that, but Turing just fucking died in disgrace, and that was horrible. That was a horrible like story into that story. Um, but yeah, Oppenheimer, like, goddamn, this movie's really good. Really, really recommend it. Happy to see Nolan back to his old ways. I don't want to shit on Nolan as a director. I don't. I don't have a problem shitting on James Cameron. Uh, like, it was, even though I love Terminator, Terminator is one of my all-time favorite sci-fi movie of all time. James Cameron just needs to retire. All he gives a shit about is fucking, or just make visual effects. That's all. He's really good at that. He's really shit at making a good story anymore, especially the Avatar. Um, yeah, highly recommend Oppenheimer and Barbie. I did get as far as any noteworthy trailers with Oppenheimer. I did get the new Exorcist trailer, which I'm not exactly thrilled about that movie. Because now it seems to be a popular thing where, like, you gotta make a legacy sequel. Ooh, horror movies, since Halloween was such a success. And this trailer was actually sold me on the movie. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, that was a goddamn good trailer. I was like, that was really creepy fucking. That was reminiscent of the original film's trailer. It's supposed to be a direct sequel to the original, if you don't know. Basically, like the Halloween sequels of recently. So yeah. We'll see. I'm not saying I really need of a. Halloween is gonna be packed. We get Saw 10, Five Nights at Freddy's, Exorcist. Not a packed fucking lineup. I'll say that for Halloween. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to do my horror movie reviews. I overdid it last year. We'll see. But yeah, that's as far as go see Oppenheimer, go see Barbie, both great movies. And until then, what's next? Well, I won't. Next week is what, Haunted Mansion and Talk to Me. But I already seen Talk to Me. That's it. Go see Talk to Me. Haunted Mansion, I'm not looking forward. It just does not look that good. But I won't be doing a review of that until probably Sunday or Monday. A busy Sunday and maybe won't be until later in the week next week. Uh, so I'm going to be on vacation. I'm not going to be seeing Haunted Mansion while I'm on vacation. But until then, I'll talk to you guys later.